as we tackled a huge challenge, which was we are trying to convince people to think differently about their children's career paths. And over the last 5-6 years, we've begun to do that. More and more people see manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, and related industries in Nebraska as a destination career, largely because of the efforts of the area directors, all of the volunteers, and the wonderful businesses that have committed resources to this program. So on behalf of all, number one, of all parents of teenage kids, of which I am now one, I want to thank you for that, and I can only imagine it will get better and better and better. And the reason for that is because of people like Brad. Brad was one of the guys that we said, this is the person that we want young people to be like and we want young people to identify with. So what you're about to hear is something similar to the interviews that we would typically do on the radio broadcast before Husker football games from the Husker Nation Pavilion that is heard on our statewide network. So all of those fans who are driving to the game, all of those fans who are listening at tailgate parties, all of those fans who are working, who are following the Husker broadcast, are being exposed to this message every week at home for home games during the season. And then, of course, that message is reverberated across social media, across the web page, and is packaged and replayed in the form of 30-second messages. So it's a good program that reaches a lot of influencers of young people, business owners, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, teachers, other educators, and just people who have a vested interest in the future of Nebraska employment opportunities for young people. Brad's one of those guys. So Brad, what we would talk about, as he recalls during his interview on the air, we talked first of all about your education. So talk about your education in Nebraska and how it prepared you for this.
Yeah, I attended Southeast Community College in Milford, Nebraska, and they have a tool and die program, and it basically taught me all the basics and everything I needed to know. So then I went out and worked for Tri-V, where I work at now, and they basically mold you a little bit more into the exact employee they want when they want you to know.
See, at this point, we always educated them to say nice things about their employer because you never know who's listening, you know. So we always said, tell us about your job and tell us what you like most about your job.
What I like about my job is I like doing the machine building. We do a lot of that for a lot of different companies around, but just seeing all the different piece parts that we make from the blueprints and then see them all come together into a fully automated machine, it's pretty cool to see it work when it's all done.
And then we would have them say, talk about how you see yourself in this organization, because one of the things we want to promote is the value of growing within an organization in Nebraska. So many of our companies love to mentor their young employees. It's one of the distinctions of Nebraska businesses. They like to take young people and put them in their companies and see them grow and be there for many years. So we would ask our Dream Team members, talk about your future with the company. What do you see yourself doing 5, 10 years from now?
In the future for the company, I just see myself moving up through the ranks, possibly, being team leader or a manager after a while once I stay there long enough. And that's if some of the other managers leave, but they don't leave very often. Our company is a pretty good place, so just keep moving up that way.
And what we found out is that a lot of Nebraska companies, and this is the other thing that makes such a difference, they allow their employees to invent their position. You have the listed position, you have the posted position, but then there are opportunities for young people to say, hey, what if we were to do this or do that? And that's what we want in our young people. We want people who are envisioning for themselves what their career will look like at Tri-V Tool or at Valmont or at NPPD or any of the other great firms. And they talk about the opportunities that are given to them on the job every day. New things to do, right?
Yep. Every day it's something different, something new, something every day to learn new.
The other thing then naturally is what we want for them to do is say, all right, now we can take this message to the streets. And we saw the 2 quotes here by educators at high schools in Nebraska. Brad visited. So with that, Brad, talk about your experiences as a mentor now. You're out there seeing audiences of kids. You want to reach them. You want to connect with them. How do you do that?
Yeah, the mentor thing's pretty cool. I go to a lot of career fairs, and at one I go to Beveridge Magnet Middle School in Omaha, and they're actually 6th and 7th graders, but I get paired up with a teacher, and I'm with her all day long. It's a half day, so we do like 8 classes, each one's 30 minutes, and I just tell them what I do, what I like about my job, and all the other manufacturing jobs out there.
Can you tell that you're reaching them when you talk to them?
At first, when I tell them, I'm a machinist, they just kind of make stuff out of metal. They just kind of look at you, and then you gotta find something that they can, relate to a little bit. Like I always pull out the Orange County choppers. Everybody's seen that where they're running the CNC and water jet machines making motorcycles. So basically, show them that's what we kind of do. We got a shop filled with those kind of machines, and then you see their eyes get big and see all the cool stuff you can do.
Do you get them engaged? Do they talk to you about some of their dreams and some of the things they want to do?
Oh yeah, I mean, some of them will hear that and they'll tell you how cool that is and that sounds good. And then they start asking about all the different things, wanting to know if I can make this or can you make this, could you do this there, and just show them that you can do basically anything and everything.
Now they ask tough questions. Like once in a while they'll say, you know, what was your dream and are you doing it now? And that you say?
I was kind of like Tony was saying, those 85% didn't know what you were doing, but I got on with Tri-V through a school-to-career program in high school. I went to Papillion La Vista High School, they had that, so that worked out pretty good. Went there for a year instead of while going to school, just kind of saw it that way through experiencing it and, you know, found out that's what I wanted to do, and that's kind of my dream, and I've been doing it for 9 years now, so it worked out pretty good.
Now, with that, how many appearances do you make on an annual basis?
Oh, go to the schools and career fairs, probably 15 to 20. Just depends on the year, really. I mean, how many there are to do, kind of thing. So, and a lot of them, like we go to Papillion La Vista schools, they do some after work hours. We go there, and they'll have a career fair where the students can come through with their parents and ask questions.
Well, a tip of the cap to the guys at Tri-V for allowing him to have that kind of time. You guys talking about how time is money and how productivity is critical, and for Tri-V to allow, you know, this young guy to go out and spend that much time on behalf of Dream It Do It is really great. But again, thanks to all of you for what you've been doing and participating in our event and this amazingly powerful initiative. It's really working. Be confident in that and know that if you got started 6 years ago with a 16 or a 17-year-old or even a 15-year-old, that person is about ready to join your company, and maybe it's because of Dream It Do It and the NAMC. With that, thank you for letting us spend some time with you today, and TR back to you.
Thank you, Jim. Well done.